the stalls. Strategic refocus. A bit more fucking aggressive.
You push Sid, Roman knifes Jerry all in a day's work.
12 years ago, something happened on TV that changed the game forever. The fans of the book knew it was going to happen. It was obviously Ned Stark's death on Game of Thrones season 1. The main protagonist of the show got killed in the show's first season. That was a shocker to everyone who did not read the book. Those who did read the book knew it was going to happen. But something has happened in Succession season 4 that I believe is equally, if not more shocking than that death, because that death some people already knew it was coming because they had read the book. But Succession season 4 is a totally original piece. The writers of the show had full command of what they are doing. It was their decision to do, and they just pulled the trigger, guys. Logan Roy is dead. Yeah, Logan Roy is dead. I did not see this coming. I did not see this coming at all. The writers have taken a decision that is very bold. This is just the third episode of a what we assume is a 10 episode final season. So you have pretty much killed off the main guy, like really the main guy of the show. 7 episodes before, in a way, you can say it's a bit of anticlimactic. I know that word is used in a negative sense, but here it definitely works because when the news of Logan Roy's death comes in and the kids have a chance to process it, it just feels so real. The director does a very good job in not showing Logan's body at all. Like, I think there is just one shot that too towards the end of the episode, and even in the end of the episode, he doesn't show it. We are like the Roy kids. We are like the siblings here. Like, we don't know what exactly is happening, whether he's breathing, whether he's not breathing. Of course, he could also play a prank. We know this family, like this family can do some weird stuff, man. I don't know. Like, for the first 5-10 minutes, I was just thinking that Logan Roy is just playing a prank on the kids, and then things got very serious and very emotional, and so did I. Like, why did I get emotional for a joke like Roman Roy? Sorry, not Roman Roy. Roman is still an okay type of guy, but the reason I don't know why I got emotional for a guy like Logan Roy. Like, that just shows the power of this show. Like, even an antagonist type of a fellow, the person we all actually hate, he's not a type of guy that you would look up to in any way, not as a father, not as a person, not in any way. Yet when he was having those heart attacks or those seizures or those chest compressions, as that was mentioned so many times in the show, you feel that a lot. You feel that something is about to change, something very big is happening in the world, and that was translated through the screen so beautifully. The director, Mark Millard, who has also directed some episodes of Game of Thrones as well, you can just see the craft in this episode, and the pain, the loss that reflects on the face of the siblings. I started watching this season, and I was always wondering about what about Logan's health. Like, in the previous seasons, we saw that his health was worsening a lot. They have not addressed it this season at all. He seems very fit. He's walking. He's bickering. He's saying the F words a lot. So is his health totally fine? Have the writers totally forgotten about Logan's worsening health? But no, like, I need to trust the writers on this one. Like, they just they just know what they are doing. And here again, all those health issues, it makes sense. It comes full circle. I was expecting something like this to happen, but in the last season, not in this season, especially with the first two episodes. This season's direction was going towards something pretty different. And now that this significant thing has happened, I don't know what's going to happen next. Like, if you told me to write 100 things that I could predict, it could be possible that none of those 100 things happen. It's very insane what's happening here with Succession right now. And I don't think this can be replicated. And I don't think this can be copied. I think this is a very iconic moment in television history right now. And maybe I'm exaggerating, but I really do feel that. I've seen a lot of shows, a lot of quality shows, but none of those made me feel like this. Like, his death is very anticlimactic, yet it feels very satisfying. It shouldn't make sense, but it does. And of course, when the kids first hear that Logan is having these chest compressions, each of them get to talk to Logan, whether he's dead or alive, whether he actually listened to even one word. I don't think he even one word got across, but each of the kids get a chance to express their final words, and we see that Ken and Shiv did express their love for their father, but they also mentioned that they can never forgive him, which is also right. But it's pretty weird that when a bad guy or a morally unjust guy like Logan dies, how their kids are still conflicted, and they should be conflicted because that's what the legacy you leave to your family, the way you live your life. So even in his deathbed, they say that they love him, and of course they love him, but they still have their grievances, and that is totally fine. So it is so important to live a life where you place business as well as your family together, and that balancing act is so important that Logan Roy clearly failed. And you can see that pain shown when the kids are communicating their final thoughts to Logan. It's not clear, it's not pretty, it's very awkward, but you still feel the pain. So that love does come across. But again, it could have been so much more. I also do think that Logan's death affected his younger son Roman Roy the most. I could always tell that Roman was always closer to his father than the other siblings. I also felt that Logan also had a lot of respect for Roman. I think Roman earned a lot of respect in from season 1 to season 4, and I think he got a lot more capable. He got a lot more emotional. His decision making skills got improved a lot. He was good while doing business. He was good at judging people, at knowing people. He knew what Matson was up to every time. He knew how to talk to people. So there are a lot of positives about Roman, and I think Logan also recognized that. And there was something building between those two. So when Logan dies, of course Shiv and Ken are devastated, but I think it was extra painful for Roman.
Are you kind of just being shitty with me? Because your son is getting married, and you can't fucking keep expecting me to bend over for you like being cunty. So I'm just asking. So, yeah, that's the question. Are you a cunt? Okay, give me buzz.
That is the reason that the final conversation that Roman sent to his dad was basically calling him a cunt. So I think he regrets that a lot right now, as would we all if we were put in his shoes. But again, I don't blame him. The task that his father gave him of telling Jerry all that, it was pretty, but that's who Logan is. So again, like that's who the guy is. So yeah, Roman should expect that. But yeah, I think Roman regrets that a bit, but he really shouldn't. Like, please don't go hard on yourself, mate. You've come a long way. So where does this all lead us? I really don't know. Like, what is going to happen in the next episode? Are the kids going to be united? Are the kings? Is the relationship going to be even more fractured now? Like, what is going to happen with the Matson deal? Is Waystar still going to be up for sale, or will the kids want to take power of the company now that their dad is gone? What is going to happen with Tom? What is going to happen with Greg? So many puzzles are up in the air. What is Ken going to do? Is he going to lose his mind? Is he going to gain some control? Like, who will be the successor among the three kids, if any? Will they want to start their own journey? Like, there are so many questions up in the air. This has truly shaken up everything, like I said before, and I don't think we can underestimate this moment in TV history. I think it's pretty significant. And if the succession does stick the landing, I think this is going to be one of the greatest shows ever, because every show needs that moment, that one moment that was a WTF moment. And I think Succession just got its WTF moment in episode 3. And yeah, sorry, I totally forgot to mention about Conor Roy and his wedding. Yeah, he and Villa, I think Villa was her name. They tied their knot and everything. And yeah, like, Conor was obviously sad about hearing his father's death, but he was also like, he never truly liked him, and he's actually right. Like, I did like Connor's reaction a lot. Like, I know there is love between a father and his son, but when your father is Lungan, maybe that love should still be there. But I think Connor processed it the best among the four kids. He's obviously the most mature, so obviously he should process it that way. But I'm glad that he got the wedding through, and they both got married. I also like the frankness between the relationship between them. Like Connor asks her if she is with him for the money, and she says that yes, money is a big factor, but she's happy. And that kind of frankness is so rare in any kind of relationship, and especially when it's about these two individuals. One is Logan Roy's son, the other is basically a very young promising woman who wants to do her stuff, but again she's not very good at it. So it's about two misfits, but the communication is very clear. You can see the honesty between those two. So yeah, all the corner stuff was also great, not to ignore the guy. Like everyone does, even his siblings forgot about him when talking about Dash Jet. So yeah, everybody forgets about him, but like yeah, he is very integral to the show, and he shows what how different he is to the other three siblings when it comes to power and everything. He still wants power. He has his own aspirations, but it's very different to what his other three siblings want. Who knew that Logan Roy climbing up the stairs of his personal jet would be the last scene we'll see Brian Cox play the character of Logan Roy? I think one more interesting touch was that when the kids had the chance to see Logan in the plane, only Roman wanted to see his dad in that condition. Now it doesn't mean anything, but it was one of the gestures that Roman did, but the other two kids didn't. They just wanted to run away from the place, or something like that. Ken stayed, but he was not able to face his father in his deathbed. But I liked how Roman was the one who went inside the plane and saw his dad for probably one last time. So that was a very interesting touch, and I think it was also consistent with what is shown in the seasons of Succession. So yeah, guys, I can't wait. I really can't wait for the next episode to drop, because next episode will set the tone for rest of the season, and I really don't know where it's going to end. Like if you guys have any idea, or if I'm totally in the blank and I should have an idea and I'm missing out on something, do let me know in the comment section. I would love to know your thoughts. And the best part about Succession is that nobody knows, no spoilers, nobody knows anything. It's not that it is adapted from a book or something. Like when I talk about Attack on Titan, or when I used to talk about Game of Thrones or House of the Dragon, some people always knew what was going to happen, and it was a bit of a disappointing thing to see that some people know, some people don't. But the beauty about Succession is that they have kept everything in the wraps. Nobody knows where this is going to go. And I also loved how they announced that the last season of Succession, they announced that this season would be the last season of Succession after all the filming was done. So as a viewer, I thought that okay, maybe this season is the best one and they just want to end it. So no major deaths is going to happen. Nothing major is going to happen, because they haven't written this as the finalist season. They just made a good season. So I never expected anything very much final in this. Final in the sense that a particular character dies, or in the end one successor remains, something like that, like a finality. I didn't expect finality in the final scene of Succession, weirdly, because the announcement came pretty late that this was going to be the last season. But I think that was a hunch. They played us. I think the writers played us by delaying the announcement that this is going to be the final season, because if we knew beforehand, if we knew after season 3 that this was going to be the last season, we could have guessed about Logan's death and all that. Like it was coming. But the fact that they announced that this was the final season after shooting everything, and everything was done, I think that was genius. Like I am one of those guys who pays a lot of attention to media news, TV news, movie news, and all, and I could not see this coming. And I think that is why I am more shocked than most people, because many times we do get leaks and all, we get possibilities of things happening, but this was unexpected. This was amazing. The reaction to Logan's death by the kids was amazing. By everything was perfect. The wedding was perfect. The cruise was perfect. Everything was perfect. Like I'm just gushing over this. I had a ball with this episode. I got emotional in this episode, and I really think this episode is very monumental in TV history. So thank you guys.